tough day. Absolutely.
Man,
tough day.
It's not the best way to go. Not the best way to go.
They went down fighting, but it looks like they're down and out. Parker. 3.5. If you score a touchdown right there, it's still a game. Right? 3.5 to go. You give yourself maybe the ball back with like a minute and a half. If you use your timeouts, right? They got all 3 timeouts. Instead, now you got to stop them. And
you got to generate a stop.
You got to pray that you get an onside kick. Stop, touchdown, onside kick. 2nd and 3, 7-yard run by Devin Singletary. If you're just joining us live, it's 27-17. Texans over the Bengals right now, 3:47 to go. 7-yard carry by Devin Singletary on first down. Timeout, Bengals. Man, just a deflating day watching this team. Absolutely deflating.
Two more. Come on.
One more. Here. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 3. Interception return for a touchdown right now, Parker, would be the most amazing thing ever.
That would hit a little different.
That would at least you'd be like, oh my God, what is this game? Because we had a little bit of that earlier when the Chase touchdown happens. It was a little bit of a deflating feeling, and then the Chase touchdown happened. You were like, oh, we got ourselves a football game now. 3rd and 2, 3:41 to go.
There we go. Take it home.
Let's go. That's exactly what I said. Are you kidding me? Oh, down to the 5, but still, I mean, exactly what I said, bro. Is what we needed right
Tony
there.
Romo out here.
Interception right down to the 5-yard line, and we need a touchdown, and we need it now. Still 2 timeouts left, Parker, because they threw it on 2nd down. I think that's big. Still 2 timeouts. The game is not lost yet. Defense goes down fighting. I love it. Absolutely love it. CJ Stroud just getting a little too complacent there with the ball. Thought he had Tank Dell wide open. Cam Taylor-Britt jumps the route. Interception. Now we're at the 4-yard line. We need a touchdown here. Here we go. I think Burrow's in a funk right now after that last pick.
It's wide open in the
end zone. 2 bad throws in a row. Yeah, that's an easy touchdown, though. Just put it on him. Parker.
Just put it on his face, man, and just let him bring it home.
Let it rip.
There's nothing there. What a casual flag.
Let's go down to the 2. That's going to be half the distance, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken, 1st and 10.
Are on the 6 or the 4? What? What are you doing? Like, how are you?
Are you watching
Houston's DC
Hudson replay?
I just know it. Are you just going to shove him out the back of the end zone? What is the conversation?
Probably that he stepped out of bounds and it could have been illegal touching, but it didn't. He didn't actually touch the football, right?
He was forced out, though.
Yeah. A little bit longer than what we'd like here. Yep, legal contact defense. Penalty declined. I'm going to call pass interference here, defense. Yeah. Half the distance, first down. 3:22 to go. We need desperately. Every second counts right here, Parker. Need a touchdown. Every second counts.
Need it fast. Nice.
Touchdown Mixon. There it is.
That's why you run the ball.
That's what we needed, boys.
Zone, man.
Let's go.
I hate all these.
What we needed.
Attempts, man.
3:18 to go, Parker.
Ball, here we go, man. Here we go.
All I'm gonna say is that last throw by Stroud, not good. So can we please build on that as a defense? Forced fumble, interception, return for a touchdown, something. Forced fumble, return for a touchdown would be incredible. Absolutely incredible.
They need to generate something with this timeout situation that they're working with right now.
Got one timeout.
You get your three. You don't get your three again.
Evan, give me a heart attack right there on that little. That one went. Woo. Still got it.
The kicking in this game from both sides has been kind of it's been something. It's been something for sure.
It's been something. That Amendola first one, I was like, got it.
And that field goal was wavering on the post, and then that first PAT, I thought he shot it straight to the upright. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Oh man. Crazy.
Let's not let a rookie quarterback lead a closeout drive here, huh?
Right. Come on. There we go. Kickoff. Just something. Just a little bit of luck, Parker. Give me a little bit of luck here.
We deserve some, right? We've gone through enough of not getting the bounce that we deserve something, right?
If you're a Texans fan, this game just doesn't make any sense to you right now. Absolutely, it makes zero sense. The running game is superb.
This game doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
this game is drunk. This game is 100% drunk.
Every big play that could have happened has gone their way, and every big play that could have happened has gone our way too, as well.
Dude, we can't stop the freaking.
Let's go. That's still a 3-yard gainer, 4-yard gainer. 3:11 to go. Second down. The Bengals electing not to take a timeout here. Parker actually liked the strategy. Let them run that first 40 seconds. Use the 2-minute warning as another timeout here. Like the strategy.
You're playing for free football right now.
2nd and 6. We got to have it stop. We got to have it stop. We have to have it. Absolutely have to have it. Defense. It's the wedding ring.
There we go.
Come on. You're ahead of me.
I know.
Get him. He's down. Are you kidding me? You're allowing that play to keep going forward? That should have been blown dead right there. Still got the yardage. 3rd down. 2, 3, Parker? 3rd and 3 maybe? Question is, do they throw the football? Do they run the football? Running the football has worked in their favor today. The Bengals just.
You got to think you're getting a shot here, though. 3rd and short. You're probably going for it on 4th. Oh, maybe not because they're deep. They're deep in their own
No,
territory.
they're definitely not going to go for it on fourth down. This is a
You
run.
gotta go for the closeout. You gotta go for the closeout.
Run the football right here. 3rd and 3. Run the ball. Bengals defense, make a stop. We need a stop right here. Let's go. Come on. 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 3. 2:26 to go. He drops back to pass. Throws. Incomplete. What a stop by the Bengals. 2:20 to go. Parker, let's go.
I told you he was taking a shot. I told you they were taking a shot.
Oh, my God. 4th and 3, Parker.
It's a great play by DJ Turner. That is a great play.
No matter what happens right here, just remember your boy called that interception. Just remember it because it could be big. Could be big. Hey, what was it down day? Could be a wonderful day. Let's keep it going, boys. Let's keep it going. 4th and 3. Need a good return right here, Parker. 2:20 to go. The punt. Trenton, nobody around him. He gets a couple yards here. Oh, a clothesline tackle too, Parker. I don't know. All right. Okay, we got the football maybe around the 29-yard line. 1st and 10, 2:10 to go. Burrow coming out. This offense. Here we go. 2:10. Still the 2-minute warning. You use that as a timeout, Parker. Absolutely have to have something right here. Intermediate, 12 to 15-yard gainer right here. Cannot run the football, in my opinion, right here. First down.
You got a free,
you got to get a field goal, though. You got to get a field goal, though. They wouldn't expect to run, I'll tell you that. They wouldn't expect it.
No, not with how this game's gone. Man, that's a wasted play, bro.
Oh, shit. Oh, and he got mangled, too, on the back end of that. Stay in it, Burrow. Stay in it.
Will Anderson has been hammering him all game.
Yes. I put the offensive line up there for you, Parker, because I figured you'd have some words of wisdom to bestow upon us in terms of how we look at the offensive line moving forward, and also watching this game, the matchup of Will Anderson and Greenard's been great too, both of them.
It's been Will Anderson and Jonah Williams.
Come on.
Shit.
Big play. Oh, my God. Oh, yes. 1st and 10 oh, my God. We're in the red zone. Parker. Oh, my goodness. 1:53 to go, ladies and gentlemen. 1st and 10 Bengals. An unheralded. Oh, my God. Like, who would have saw this coming, right? Who would have seen this coming? Holy, everybody, let's take a breather now. Let's take a breather, Parker. We need a touchdown, though. Absolutely have to have a touchdown right here. Say something to me. What are you feeling?
Dude, we gotta milk some clock, man. I'm just glad we're in a spot now. Like I said earlier, man, we're playing for free football, but I'm really hoping
I'm tired of that
we get a couple of shots in here, man. Let's go win this game.
I'm tired of that argument, though, of wasting clock, bro. Just score the touchdown. Count on your defense to be able to make a stop. Championship-level defense past 4 weeks. They're going to make a turnover happen. Something good's going to happen there. But you go up by 4 points.
Hey, I'm on the -6. I want to get points. We got to go get points here.
I need a touchdown, Parker. I need a touchdown.
I need a touchdown, too, brother.
Absolutely have to have it. Hey, you know what? Honestly, shout out to the guy who said at Old Takes Exposed on my post the other day about, the Bengals the Texans being better than the Bengals, et cetera, about how Texans fans were very confident coming into this game. You may have just screwed your own self. We'll see.
I don't understand how, as a Texans fan, you come in confident to this game. That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Oh, dude. I mean, a young team, right? Not a lot to really go against here. You're building for the future, right? If you win, it's a big statement to the rest of the NFL that, hey, we've arrived. CJ Stroud is the real deal. Defense is formidable. This coaching staff is for real. This Texans team is on the up and up. But even now, I'm just going to tell you right now, I think every Bengals fan believes that this Texans team is they've been incredible today, honestly. Yeah, they've had their moments where, you face some adversity, but they've been a playoff caliber football team today.
The Texans, I think, they were one of my favorite teams in the AFC coming in, just, because I think they're going to be coming up. I was telling everybody that they were going to be a competitive team this year, but I don't understand how you come in against the Bengals, who just knocked off two teams that are top contenders in their division back-to-back weeks pretty handily, and then come in thinking that it's going to be something crazy.
Got sacked.
I just don't
understand that at all. Right there. Burrow gets sacked. 1:44 to go. Trying to steal a win here. 2nd and goal. Absolutely just dominated his guy right there on the interior. Sheldon Rankins. Alex Kappa, your guy. He's our strongest offensive lineman, and today Sheldon Rankins has gotten the better of him. We'll talk about it. Come on.
Rankins has had a day, man. Rankins has been tearing it up.
2nd and goal. Did the Texans? I believe the Texans called a timeout, Parker.
It looks like they did.
They called a timeout. So they firmly believe the Bengals are going to score here no matter what, which would make sense. And they're trying to leave themselves enough time to be able to respond to said score no matter what. Burrow just got to be smart with the football here. We're on the 14-yard line now at 2nd and goal. Up and down day, man. Up and down day. Come on, Burrow. It's a quarterback design run that goes for 1 yard, and he slams him down. 96, Collins just slammed Burrow down.
What kind of call is that? Why are you calling a draw right now?
Terrible call. 3rd and goal now. A lot of time left on this clock.
We talked about playing for points, man. You got to play for the touchdown right now. You're not playing for the field goal. You're not playing for overtime. Go get a touchdown.
Holy smoke. Lamar Jackson just threw a pick 6 on the bounce to Greg Newsome, his first pick 6 of his career. 31-31 there, Parker. Tied up.
A Ravens loss today would be great.
We got to win. Score a touchdown. Come on, Burrow.
Yeah, don't play it easy, man. Go get one. You got 14 yards to go. Go get one.
Absolutely need it. Here we go. We're at the 13, I believe. 14, either 14 or 13, 13 and a half. Oh, no! No! Boy drops the ball over the middle. Honestly, uncovered. Burrow puts it right on him. He bobbles it. He drops it.
It's a good ball.
Great ball.
He's open.
And Boyd, honestly, for him, the struggles, the drops in this game, imperative. Absolutely imperative that he should have been able to catch both of those balls, both very catchable balls. In my opinion, you got to be able to catch that, dude. Absolutely have to be able to catch that. Here we go. Evan McPherson for the tie. Got to have it. 4th and goal. It's down the middle, and it's tied up, ladies and gentlemen. 27-27, 1:33 to go, 4th quarter. Oh, man.
That one hurts, man. That one hurts. That's not great. That's not great. Bonus football. We're gonna get some free football today, though.
People are gonna say, Boyd, drop that ball. If they lose, it's on Boyd. No. Boyd made the big play to get you into the red zone. The play calling on 1st and 2nd down, abysmal, I think is the word. That 3rd down play call right to Boyd. Honestly, you got to make the catch, but I'm not going to take the blame and put it all on Boyd if they end up losing this game. Just saying right now. Pick 6 would be incredible right here.
Pick 6 is
Shout out
crazy
to Alex
right
Wallace.
Pick 6 would be crazy.
1:33 to go.
You go for the win as the Texans? Do you go for the win? Are you driving in a minute and a half?
Absolutely.
There's no way they get down there in a minute and a half.
Kidding me?
There's no way.
Just need a field goal.
There's no way.
Matt Amendola, one of the worst kickers in the NFL right now.
Yeah, you got to be like in the red zone for this game winner.
He has made 2 field goals already, Parker. We'll see.
I mean,
but
couldn't have put
I will say this:
between the ball and the post, but
The past 2 drives, the Bengals defense has stopped the Texans. One, an interception that moved them down to the 4-yard line, and the Bengals were able to answer with a touchdown on the next play. And then the next one, an incomplete pass, great pass defense. I think it was a CTB on that side that made the great play there. Was allowed the Bengals to get the ball back with 2:10 to go, and we're tied up at 27 now, 1:33 to go, 1st and 10.
Let's go, Lou. Let's go, Lou. Cook something up. Cook something up, Lou.
Yeah, we got to have something here. At the 25-yard line, Stroud drops back. It's play action.
Oh.
He throws it. It's dropped. Dropped by Tank Dell. Honestly, dropped by Boyd, dropped by Dell. 2 plays that could have put their team in position to win on both sides. Holy smokes.
We got to get home, man. We got to get home.
If you're the Bengals here and you stop them right here, 3rd and 10, might be able to get the ball back. We'll see. 2nd and 10. Stroud. It's a handoff, right, which precludes me. I have no idea why you would hand the football off with 1:26 to go, and now it's 3rd down. And Parker, you might be right. They're like, I'm a little nervous. I think we're just going to run this clock out. And they have the ability to do so, bringing us to overtime if they did that, in fact. Or just allowing that clock to run, give Bengals no time to be able to respond if an incompletion here by Stroud. Either way,
they only need to run 2 more. They only need to run 2 more plays, clockwise. That should have been a false start.
Shotgun, 45 seconds to go. 3rd and 6. Stroud, big play. Got him. They're down to looks like the Bengals 45-yard line. Nice seam route there by Dalton Schultz.
No spike. We're not going to spike. We're not spiking it.
26 seconds to go. A lot of time. Bengals defense can't get flustered. Here's Stroud. Oh, he lets him out of bounds. 15 seconds to go. 2nd down.
This is not ideal.
We are down to, looks like the 40-yard line? 40-yard line right now.
42, yes, sir.
Christ. Gonna need a drink after this one. No, we're not. We're down to the 42-yard line. 2nd and 5. Ohio Lakers 513 already has the answer as to what happens on this play.
Dude.
6 on the play clock. Drops back to throw. Big complete. Oh, my God. Noah Brown. Oh,
why does Noah Brown look like an all-pro? Like, he looks like a monster in this game. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, what happened? Trey? Not Trey. 5 seconds to go.
He's grabbing his leg on his way down.
A horrifying scenario for the Bengals here. Noah Brown catches the football. Looks like just a pitch. Well, no, it was a slant. Definitely a slant route. Pratt had the arm. Not able to make the tackle.
It's a stupid play.
Are you kidding me? Absolutely absurd right there. Their player falls right into the back of Trey Hendrickson, hits him on the leg, falls over. That is frustrating. Frustrating, dude.
Sorry, man.
Who was that fell backwards? What happened on that play?
He got shoved and then fell.
Guys, come on. Maintain your composure. 5 seconds to go in the game. Looks like a very manageable field goal for Matt Amendola to win. Texans. I'm not going to watch Ohio Lakers 513. He's ahead of us right now. This is for the win.
No, I've learned I can't go in the chat until the game's over. I can't.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. It'd be a bad scenario. Reed knows what happened. 38-yard field goal. 5 seconds to go. Snap, the hold, the kick of the leg. It is good. Your Bengals go down in a heartbreaker tonight. 30-27.
That'll take him out of the playoff standings for now. That will.
Wow.
That was a weird game. That was something.
Redemption for Matt Amendola. Bengals lose 30-27. Parker and I will be here to recap. Stick around. Start the show.
Man.
What's going on, Bengals fans? An incredible game. Going back and rewatching that game is going to be something to behold for both Texans fans and Bengals fans. Unfortunately, the Bengals get the short end of the stick today, walk away, losing 30-27. Parker, what's going on, brother?
Hey man, that was a fun game. You know, we got a full game out of that one. That was a roller coaster. Some late excitement. Got to make sure I'm reminded Mark down in the chat who got us in the red zone. That was a game. That was an interesting game.
Honestly, Parker, let's just get into the game because I've got a lot of thoughts, but we should have lost that game by a lot more than what we did, and
Correct.
We ended up having an opportunity to win in the end, didn't execute. The game still went the way that you originally thought it was going to go coming into that fourth quarter, down 10. Let's get into the game, though, Parker. So the game starts off with, honestly, a great drive by Joe Burrow, 5 passes to Tanner Hudson to put us in a great position, and then a big, what I would deem, laser of a touchdown by Joe Burrow to Trenton Irwin to put the Bengals up 7-0. C.J. Stroud answers right back in the second quarter with a 6-yard touchdown pass to Tank Dell, making it 7-7. They put up a field goal right before halftime via Matt Amendola, and every Bengals fan is thinking, you know what? That half did not go our way. However, we should be down by a lot more than what we are. 2 turnovers in the red zone during that time, a botched snap fumble, as well as, I believe, another fumble, which led to, which led to no points for them on both occasions. Okay. Coming back to it, third quarter, come out that first drive. The offense is looking strong for the Texans. However, the Bengals hold in the red zone. They finish off with a 22-yard field goal, making it 13-7. The Bengals can't get it going offensively. Same old as to this season, man. It's been the defense that has helped out the offense to get going. The offense just can't seem to keep that consistency throughout the game. And the Texans get the ball back and score on a 6-yard touchdown run by Devin Singletary. Big game for him today. Man, 30 rushes, 150, and a touchdown for Devin Singletary. The Bengals answer back, though, with a field goal. The offense actually looked pretty good at that point. It started to move a little bit. But if you're a Bengals fan looking at that 3:05 left in the third quarter, still bleak, not really looking too good. The Bengals defense makes a stop on the next drive, setting up a 64-yard touchdown pass Burrow able to get outside, being pressured all day long. Vintage Burrow connecting with Jamar Chase for that touchdown, 20-17, and we have ourselves a ball game moving into the fourth quarter. However, Parker, C.J. Stroud did such an incredible job when adversity hit him in this game, especially in that fourth quarter on that very first drive when they had to have an answer. He connects 8-yard touchdown run when the Bengals didn't see it coming, and they go up by 10. Shout out to Dustin Croft here. Defense has given up a lot of yardage this year, and it finally came back to bite us. You can only live life on the edge for that long. So true, so true. Back to the breakdown, though. Parker. The Bengals were able to intercept Stroud after a bad offensive possession. Burrow interception in the red zone. Mixon puts in a 1-yard touchdown run, 27-24. The Bengals stopped them on the next drive. Great play by CTB. Evan McPherson, 31-yard field goal, makes it 27-27. And then the heartbreaker. Stroud moves down the field, utilizes Dalton Schultz, and a guy that killed us all day long, and he will live in infamy in Bengals history. Noah Brown, 172 yards off 7 receptions, puts them at the 20-yard line, and Matt Amendola nails down a 38-yard field goal, giving the Texans a victory and a Bengals loss, 30-27.
Yeah, you just can't let Noah Brown run free on you, man. That was a weird one to pop off today, but he seemed to be open all game, man, just walking down the field. And then, I mean, yeah, you want to go right into run defense real quick, man.
Absolutely.
Devin Singletary looked like a man today. He averaged 5 yards a carry over 30 rushes. That's crazy.
Crazy. When you run the football 30 times and get 150 yards and your longest carry is 22 yards, it kind of reminds me of the Samaje Perine game last year against the Chiefs, week 13. It's just run after run after run after run is consistently working, and the defense can't stop you. And it felt like they were able to make the run a focal point of this offense today, when in reality it usually isn't. And the Bengals were not ready for it. They were ready for Stroud and no run game from the Texans. However, the Texans were able to mix it up. They also incorporated Hutchinson on a 17-yard carry, Tank Dell on a 13-yard carry. Those sweeps were absolutely killing us on the backside. And yeah, giving up 188 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Brutal. To a team that was, I believe, 30th in rushing this year in the NFL. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah, we're great.
When you talk about...
That touchdown run from Stroud that you mentioned, it just felt like a dagger, just gotta find a way to keep him out of the end zone in that situation, and then he just slides right in, nice and easy on the ground, and yeah, that game just felt like nothing really went right, nothing really was going their way. Yeah,
well, I would say a ball bounced in our favor a lot. The Woods out of bounds that. I mean, was he out? Was he not out? The NFL confirmed he was out, so I'm going to say he was out. Should have been a touchdown. Could have been down 17-7 at that point. The botched fumble, snap, should have been at least a field goal. Maybe they convert a first down right there. The Bengals were getting eaten alive on these intermediate routes, and C.J. Stroud just cooked us all game long. Really, until that late fourth quarter when he started to show a little bit of chink in his armor, a little bit of he started to falter a little bit, and the Bengals were able to capitalize for that short period of time. But for the most part, this run game complemented that passing game very, very well. And this Texans offense left a lot of points out there on the field, considering how many yards the Bengals gave up on the day.
For sure.
544 yards, Parker. 544 yards given up by this defense today. 356 through the pass, 188 via the ground, and the Bengals almost came away with a W in spite of all of that.
Well, that's the thing, man. It just felt like the defense just couldn't really get a stop until they got that interception. I know they forced a couple stops early in the game, but I mean, once the Texans kind of got some momentum going, it was really just it was hard. It was hard surfing, man. It was not couldn't really stop much of anything. That's where it got. It was frustrating. Where in the run game, it felt like they were giving up a minimum of 3-4 yards, and then you're getting pressure on Stroud, but you're not able to get home, and he's able to scramble around and make some big plays. Most of them out of structure went to Noah Brown down the field for big chunk gains, and then you flew to the Bengal side of the ball. I mean, when they're on offense, and it just felt like they couldn't get anything going. They were sputtering all game. You know, they had a couple good drives in there. That first drive felt really good. Then that drive late in the game to tie it up, which should have ended with a touchdown. But outside of those, it really just felt like they were sputtering a lot of the game, where they just really couldn't find their groove, couldn't really get in a rhythm, just couldn't really make anything happen.
I tell you, a lot of that is not incorporating the run. Mixon had 4.2 yards per carry on 11 carries. Just not enough incorporation of the run. When you go down like that, they want to throw it. I get it. The one run they called with an extra offensive lineman out there, and it went for -3 yards that I can remember before they just completely abandoned it. But I mean, it was a really tough day, I think, for Zach Taylor as a play caller, because they did not emphasize the run enough to keep the defense off balance, and that's why late in the game, Burrow was running for his life, having to be Houdini Burrow, and this offense wasn't able to take off the way that it was. Having said that as well, in the early portion of the game, where after the first drive, the Bengals couldn't get anything going in those next 4 drives to end the first half, there was a lack of consistency, I think, in play calling in terms of running the football. One drive, I think they had 2 runs, and then they kind of went away from it and tried to start throwing the football again, and that led to incompletions. And so really just no continuity, I think, with play calling right now. But let's talk about these third downs. The Bengals went 6 of 14 on third down. The Texans went 4 of 13 on third down. Believe it or not, they were winning early first and second down. But what do you make of the third down representation there and how the game actually went?
Yeah, no, for the Bengals, same old story, right? Where they were ending up in third and long situations where it's hard to dig yourself out of those, consistently. It's easy to get a couple. It's easy to get lucky on a couple, but once you start, getting out of the situation consistently, it gets really rough. And then I think we talked about a little bit earlier where the third down play calling just wasn't great. I mean, yeah, just again, not a lot going when your run game isn't really what your focus is, or not going great. Because I know they didn't have a lot of early success. They really got a lot of those yards off of some bigger plays in the run game. It wasn't consistently successful, and so that's where you can't really lean on that. When you do get third and short, it puts you in a hard spot, and then taking sacks, getting penalties. It was a rough go for the Bengals. But I mean, on the same same perspective for the Texans, I mean, they weren't great on third down either, but they solved that problem by just not getting to third down. I mean, if you're winning on early downs, you don't really need to worry about your third down success rate. And the Bengals couldn't really seem to find a way to do that today. They couldn't get those early first downs to really, because those are what really help kickstart a drive. When you get those early first downs moving when you're on your own side of the field, and then just catch a rhythm. But that just never really ended up happening for the Bengals.
You're absolutely right. The rhythm, I think, is a huge portion of this. The offense just not able to get going early. That incompletion to Boyd where he was wide open over the middle of the field, that looked like it was going to be a first down. That was early in the drive too, but that one ended. That drive ended, I believe, on a Burrow sack, or it was a short dump off. But in that first half, even when they called those plays on third down, where it was like an intermediate route, it still was short of the line, or still short of the line to gain. It was like a 10-yard route on a 12-yard third down. So the first half looked absolutely pitiful. The second half, they started to pick it up, especially in that fourth quarter, with big plays to Chase, big play to Tyler Boyd. But man, just not enough continuity of this offense, I think, after the first drive of the first half, right? And maybe that second drive of the third quarter, the Bengals finally started to show some life. When is this team this year? When is this team going to show us some consistency offensively and just put together a complete game? Burrow efficient, the run game working, and the offense scoring points at the end of the day. The other thing is, in red zone, Burrow throws an interception. Boyd drops a touchdown. Two big plays that, and I believe the Boyd touchdown on third down, right? So incompletion there. That's a big third down you got to have. And the other one, I want to, that was either second or third down. It might have been third down where Burrow throws the interception, but too many plays that they missed today. And while the third downs look good from a number standpoint, this is where numbers can be a little bit deceiving. The offense didn't look like they went 6 of 14 today on third down, Parker. They looked like they went like
didn't feel like it. Didn't feel like they went.
Looked like they went 2 of 15. And they got a little bit of a miracle there at the end on the Cam Taylor-Britt interception, which put them back in the game.
Yeah, it's all about finding that rhythm. That's what we talk about early in the season. I feel like every year with this team, and that's where you get a little nervous once you're deep into the season and we're over the halfway point at this point, and you're really still trying to find something that works. And I know they're missing pieces on that offense, and it's kind of limited, but still, I mean. You look back at that first drive, honestly, first couple of drives, I think you could say, and it's that Bengals team looked good, and we just kind of lost them, as the game carried on, and that's where they got to find something that works and stick with it. And it's not about coming in with a game plan and sticking rigid to it. It's about you can come in with your plan, but if you have to adjust off of that, you have to see what the defense is going to give you and then start working through it. But I feel like they once they get off script, it just gets a little weird. Like every single week, it gets a little weird, and there's no way to. It feels like there's times like even today where a 7-point lead, 10-point lead feels insurmountable with how this offense is working.
To the fan base, right? I mean, the team still plays hard. They play to the last snap,
Correct.
But man, as a fan watching that team, that was such a frustrating game on both sides, and to see it end the way that it did, just to see opportunity after opportunity after opportunity wasted. I got no words, Parker. I got no words for what I saw out there today. It really doesn't make sense comparative to what we saw last year in this offense and how they started to roll. They were efficient, went along, sustaining drives, scored points offensively, defensively. They looked championship level. This year, I think turnovers is masking the defensive struggles that they've had thus far this year. And we'll get into that. But offensive line-wise, what did you see out there today that really has you not thinking what you thought the last 9 weeks of this season? Clearly a different offensive line out there than what we've seen in the last 9 weeks.
I really don't know how true that is because, I mean, what the big difference in this game was it really felt like the Texans came in and they wanted to bring a lot of extra pressure, whether that was blitzing or stunts. I think they brought extra guys a lot of times throughout the game, especially early. And, I mean, they were just getting home. And they have some ballers on the defensive side of the ball, and they were just – outnumbering the Bengals early. I think that's why the run game struggled. I think that's why Burrow did seem a little hurried in a lot of situations, especially earlier in the game, where that pocket would get a little crowded. And then, over the last few weeks, it's just been, Orlando Brown seems to have struggled most of the season so far with being able to find a consistent anchor and protection, and seems to be getting pushed into the pocket relatively consistently. And then the last few weeks, just based on my grading system, Alex Kappa's been on kind of on a slide. He's been declining week over week, and especially in pass protection, he's really struggled. And I think we saw that again this week, where he just gets beat pretty easy for a sack, got beat pretty easy for a couple TFLs, if I remember correctly. And it's really just those two, I think, are the big pressure points. And then we saw, when you talk about that, they brought in Cody Ford, went a little heavier set for that. I think it was a third down run. And Cordell Volson just gets beat right across his face and blows up the play. I mean, guy was there. Another guy comes off the edge through Wilcox, Party in the backfield, and it's just kind of those issues that have been popping up intermittently throughout the year. It just kind of seemed to all cultivate into this one game where it was just all of them firing on all cylinders in a negative way. Where everyone's lumps were kind of exposed today, and I hope they get back to it. I don't think I saw a lot of crazy stuff happening with the stunt game. I really think it was just a lot of extra pressure that they were bringing upon first watch is what I saw. Where Will Anderson didn't seem to have a crazy game, which was good, but it seemed like everybody else on that defensive line, especially Rankins. Sheldon Rankins had a freaking day. So
a freaking day. Greenard is up to 7 or 8 sacks now. He's one of the best DNs in football, according to statistics. You didn't see that coming going into this year. Their defensive line, they're fun, man. They're young and they're fun. They have Myjai Sanders out there too. Yeah, I think he had a pressure today. He might have actually had the sack on Burrow when he tried to. He kept escaping and he had the jersey on him. But man, that defensive line of the Texans, man, they got after it today. The Bengals offensive line, they had no answers. I think every single one of the guys gave up a pressure at some point. At least 3. I don't know how many sacks we gave up. I want to say it was 3.
ESPN's got 4 right now.
Got 4.
Yep.
If Burrow didn't have mobility, he would have gotten sacked at least 9, 10 times.
He got murdered today.
But
I think this game really, a lot of it came down to that trench play where I talked a lot about it preseason, where about this Texans unit, how they're kind of a sleeper unit on both sides of the ball. And I think we got a full show today of what they can do on both sides of the ball. I mean, they ran the ball super effectively, and even when they didn't, I mean, I know Singletary was just kind of like a monster out there today. But then defensively, you go back to their offensive unit. Stroud had all day, even when he had to move in the pocket a little bit. There wasn't any really late pressure coming to him. The run game looked good. Then you go to the defensive side of the ball, and they just seem to be all over the Bengals all game. And it was just that's really what it came down to at the end of the day. I mean, the Bengals were able to get a couple plays off, but the Texans gave Stroud a little extra time to make some stuff happen. And Burrow, I felt like, had to break a couple tackles to get that extra time. And then same thing on the defensive front. The Bengals seemed to struggle to really get any pressure, or not necessarily pressure, but getting home with the pass rush seemed to be a really big struggle for them today. And that's how you get a 3-point loss.
Absolutely. Our defense, I feel like, in the drive right before halftime started to get to Stroud a little bit, rattled him a little bit. Hendrickson even hit him on one, and he had the shoulder that it said, maybe that could be something. There was a drive before, or there was a couple plays prior where they threw it to Tank Dell over the middle, and he gets hit by Dax Hill. And on that play, I think Stroud got hit in the backfield. BJ Hill got there on one and really forced him to have to throw it away. So it looked like they were starting to get pressure. Something was really working there. And then Anarumo coming out of halftime, he kept sending blitzes for pass rush, and the Texans countered by running the football immediately. They ran the football coming out of halftime that was able to really neutralize our pass rush, or what we were trying to do. And man, they just looked really, really good doing it. Our offensive line today looked poor. Our defensive line today looked poor. I can't tell you how many times I looked at Zach Carter and just shook my head. I can't tell you how many times they tried to run it to his side and he looked lost. He looked absolutely lost. They put Tufele in the game. He looked lost too during some moments, but man. So the offensive line, defensive line performance, honestly, everybody just really had an up and down day where there were times where they showed greatness and then there were times where they didn't show much at all. And other players had to step in and play better because they were less than. So
No, just felt like the Texans were always a step or two ahead. It just felt like they knew what was coming at them, knew what they needed to send, and they did it. And it's just that's just how the whole game felt. It just felt like the Bengals were behind all game, and it felt like, again, like I said earlier, just kind of had this overwhelming feeling all game where it was like, man, just no matter what the Bengals can do, it feels like the Texans can answer, which is just frustrating as a fan. Speaking of fans, though, shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you like the stream, like what we got going on here. Me and Game On chatting it up. Show me that you like me being with Game On better than me being with Eric. I think this is one of the only times we've been together during the regular season, Game On. So I just throw the likes up there. I appreciate everybody being down here. Give us your opinions down in the chat. You got to let it out, man. You got to vent. You got to let it out. It's game day. It's time to overreact today. We just got to get it out there, man.
Absolutely, you got to get it out today. There were, man, again, shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for your support being here. Like the page, like the actual chat itself. Like Chatterbox Sports, keep coming back for more. I absolutely love this team. It's only going to get better from here on out. But back to it. Today is a day you look back and you're just like, this is not my team. This is not my team. This is not the way they typically play. This is not Joe Burrow. This is not this defense. This is not this offense. This is not their capabilities. A zero show today in terms of playmakers, Parker. A zero show from Yoshi. A zero show from some of the guys we expected to step up. Just did not. Nothing from Irv had one catch, I think, today, maybe two. I don't know. But not a lot from him. Tyler Boyd had a couple drops where you're like, man, that guy. We felt pretty confident coming into it that maybe you could work the middle of the field because their linebacking core is a little bit decimated. You had a little bit more that you could do towards the middle of the field, especially with Stingley back on Chase. Nothing for Chase today. Chase was going down when he would get the football, just not a lot of explosion from him until that second half. Really, when they had to have him, that's when he showed up. Mixon, dude. Mixon was great via the run game, just not a lot of utilization there. There was early, it kind of looked like, man, he can't break a tackle. Then the big run that he had, I think was like a 15-yarder, maybe on the first or the second drive coming out of the half. And you're like, okay, maybe he can do a little something. Not enough in terms of broken tackles, though, from this team. We're one of the worst teams in the NFL, maybe the worst, at forcing broken tackles. And the Texans were one of the worst teams coming into this game and actually making tackles, right? They had, I think, 70+ missed tackles this season. So it's like something's got to break. And honestly, our defense today looked like the Texans' defense of usual. They couldn't make tackles to save their lives. They had too many opportunities where they let a guy go. Devin Singletary ran really hard today, broke a lot of tackles, in my opinion. It just all around playmaking wise, offensively and defensively, guys they were so inconsistent today. And when we needed guys to step up in big situations, they just didn't come through.
Yeah, no, you ended the day with 200-yard receivers, which just didn't feel like that. And then you had, you were so close to having Ti with the 2 touchdown game. He was wide open in the end zone and just had an errant throw and didn't get there. But when it comes down to it, I mean, that's the crazy part. And like you talked about a little bit earlier with numbers just not lining up, you can scroll through and you can see, so and so had a good game, had a good average, had a lot of yards, had a lot of production, had a lot of targets, whatever you want to look at, whatever stat you want to look at. But when you were watching the game, you didn't see those things. You didn't feel that same way. It wasn't like, oh, well, so-and-so is really getting out there, getting after it, or, oh, they're really going after this guy. I mean, they were force feeding Hudson in the first quarter. He had no option other than getting the football early. And then it felt like he just kind of disappeared until the end of the game, in the fourth quarter. But I think that's where it comes down to, when you talk about consistency in an offense, it's about, consistent just distribution of the ball, consistent, balance in your offense. And they had either of those things. It felt like it was, we're going to go after this. We're going to use this receiver this drive. We're going to use this receiver on the next drive. And the defense just kind of figured it out. They just found a way to shut down the pass. And then late in the game, they just played a little bit more aggressive and it worked out for them. And yeah, man. Yeah.
You got to shout out CTB, though. Guys like that who played their tails off.
That's the playmaker.
He had the interception. He had the pass defense, on that second to last drive of the Texans. He had the interception on the drive before. It looked like he played a pretty good game. He might have had a missed tackle here or there in the run game, but overall, it felt like his contribution was good. Man, there's just so many opportunities wasted, and then defensive line wise, right? You expected Osai and Murphy to say, where is Osai? Where is Joseph Osai this year? He's unheard of. He's not being seen. I haven't seen him make a play yet. I don't notice him out there. And Murphy, he had a couple where, he could have gotten home, but Stroud was able to get the football before he was able to get to the quarterback. But man, we needed those two guys to step up with Hubbard being out. Cam played okay. He had a couple tackles in space. But man, we just didn't get enough out of the guys that I think a lot of our fan base felt we'd be okay without Hubbard, without Huggins, because the other guys would still be able to step up. And not enough guys stepped up today in order to get the victory. There's too much inconsistency.
It's hard seeing. I was excited when I finally saw Osai getting back out there and getting after it. And then I feel like one of the first plays I really watched Osai was when he over pursued on that end around. And they, got that big chunk play off of that one. And it was like, man, they can't. Nobody can catch a break, man. Ain't nobody can catch a break in this game. And it was just, time after time. They got the Bengals, they could start generating stuff every now and then. They could get that turnover. They got the fumbled snap. They got the interception by CTB late. But it just felt like the offense could never turn anything into points, like meaningful points. And they couldn't put drives together. And that's where it just comes down to, this defense doesn't look perfect. This defense gives up, 500 plus yards today, right? But this defense also is doing enough where this offense could find a rhythm. We could be in a much better situation in most of these games. If we're able to turn these turnovers into points, if we're able to drive down the field, burn some clock, and then, convert. And that's where they just don't do it, where the defense gives them chances and you can't hope that your defense goes out there and gets a turnover on every opponent's possession. It just does not
absolutely.
It's not a practical thing to hope for. And then it's
And one more Parker. This safety position, Dax Hill is playing great. Great. Nick Scott, he has not been, I think, what we had hoped for. He has not been what we wanted. Jordan Battle, he's coming along. I don't know Battle needs to be playing more, in my opinion. There's been multiple times where I see Battle out there making tackles, to stop before the first down marker. There's times where I'm seeing Battle get aggressive in the pass game and be in the right place, right time. Maybe there's a little bit something extra there where the coaching staff just isn't all the way there yet on Battle. I think a lot of people felt that Battle would eventually take over that strong safety spot. But Nick Scott, man, is just, there's so much to not like watching his game, there's so much to be like, that's not a starter. It's really not. And the Bengals need to figure that out, because when he's covering, when he's in that deep coverage or he's in that over the middle coverage, I'm not confident. And more often than not, guys are being left wide open, or he's being out of position. On the Robert Woods touchdown, which was called back because he stepped out of bounds, Scott was 2 seconds late on that. If he's actually in position, he makes that play. He's just too late in actually realizing, what's about to happen, right? The instinctive part of football. He's a little late on that aspect. So I need to see more from Scott in his game to be able to trust him, but I don't think he has anything more, Parker. I just don't think there's anything there for me to get excited about. Help me out with that one.
Yeah, no, and it feels like, Dak still struggles when he's in one-on-one situations. I mean, I think we saw him get beat a couple times today, and I don't know who's managing communication for the defensive backfield, but there seemed to be a lot of confusion just, during the broadcast. They seem to be running around a lot pre-snap and not really being ready to go. And then, Nick Scott left a lot on the field today. There was that he comes off the blitz on the edge and ends up on his knees behind the center when they run it right at him, where he should have had that TFL easy. And that was just one of many blunders I think he had today. I know there's a lot of people that are really hard on Nick Scott, but there's a lot of times where he just can't seem to be in the right spot. And I mean, I think both of these safeties have struggled. And I talked a lot early in the season about trying to see more Tyson Anderson. I know that he's now done for the year. Right. But I would like to see. I feel like Jordan Battle has his ups and downs, but I don't think he's doing much worse. I don't think his lows are lower than Nick Scott's lows, but I think he provides a much higher ceiling. So I mean, I know you want to. It's the devil versus the devil you don't. I guess for the Bengals coaching staff at this point, if they feel like they know what they're going to get out of Nick Scott, maybe Jordan Battle is just too big of a variable for them. But at the end of the day, you just got to get the guy out there that he feels like he's going to make plays. And I feel like both of these safeties have had their struggles this year. And I feel like really in the whole defensive backfield, the only player that's been really relatively clean most of the season has been CTB. Because, I mean, you even see Cheeto out there struggling. And it's, this defensive backfield needs to figure it out. I've been really worried about it since, week one and even a little bit of the preseason, what we saw. And it just hasn't seemed to improve a lot, in my opinion.
I do want to shout out DJ Turner, though. I mean, on that one with Dell where he falls, that's Dell. That's not Turner. Dell fell on purpose to get the flag in that situation. But Turner, despite being cooked last week by Stephon Diggs on that touchdown when they're up 2 scores, and he's played really, really well this season. So him and CTB future is going to be awesome. They got to figure out the safety position. They just got to figure out that safety position, man. All right, let's talk about Stroud versus Burrow. Parker, Stroud.
Let's do it.
Stroud here. Honestly, you probably thought this guy was, because he did, cook the Bengals quite a bit. However, again, numbers can be deceiving. 23 of 39, 59% on the day, 356, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, quarterback rating at 87. That last interception really tanked his overall, I guess, game, and then obviously the incompletion after. But he was able to lead that drive at the end in order for their team to win the game. So overall, Stroud, to me, kind of like put his team on the map. They're 5-4. They're a playoff-worthy team right now. The Bengals are 5-4 too. However, the Texans hold the tiebreaker. They're just playing this game, they played much better football, and the quarterback solidified that. And the game plan was to stop Stroud. Saying stop Stroud and letting him go for 356 and a touchdown, as well as a rushing touchdown. And then on top of that, you give Singletary 150 and a touchdown. It's a bad job by this defense today, but I was very impressed with what I saw from CJ Stroud.
Yeah, and the poise he had under pressure when he did have to move around. He had to run around and make some plays and evade some pressure where he was still finding Noah Brown deep. He was still finding, his receivers down the field. He was able to make some plays with his legs vertically up the field. And he felt confident. And that's where it's, especially being a rookie in the league where it feels like he's really he got a good feel for the game. And that's where I don't think you see Joe Burrow panic a lot, but it's like we talked about a little bit earlier where CJ Stroud was evading pressure, never really had a clean look from the defensive line on CJ Stroud. So he's able to kind of move around in space and make stuff happen where, I mean, we saw Joe Burrow the last couple weeks now where he's breaking tackles, he's getting out of sacks, not avoiding sacks. And that's just a much different game. And when you're experiencing those two different levels of pressure, you're able to keep more poise if you're in the CJ Stroud side of things. And Burrow just kind of, I felt like, was running for his life a lot today and had to find a way to make something happen. But CJ Stroud I was very impressed by his poise throughout the entire game. I don't think it didn't feel like he was outplaying Burrow. I feel like if they were in switched roles, reversed roles, or situations, I feel like it would have been much more lopsided. But I was very impressed by how confident he looked, and I just wish Joe Burrow would have had the ability to, get some cleaner looks and get some help from his receivers at times. And yeah, I don't really think it came down to which quarterback was better in this one. I think it's situationally Stroud got the upper hand and he made the most of it.
Remember, they ran it 4-yard gain with 1:26 to go on the clock, and it made it 3rd and 6. With 42 seconds left, CJ Stroud goes 25 yards, puts it on our side of the field now. Not in field goal range quite yet, but the next play to Mike Boone, a 4-yarder, and then the next play, the dagger, when they're now on the 42, to Noah Brown for the victory. To me, Stroud was just a stone-cold killer today. Pressure did not phase him today. It felt like he was cool, calm, and collected throughout the game, like you talked about, poise. But even when faced with pressure, he pulled a little bit of off script too as well. When it looked like Trey was going to get to him on that right side, and then he's able to evade, come back left, and then come back right again, and look downfield. And oh, by the way, there's Noah Brown for another 25-yard gainer.
Wide open.
Stroud he impressed. He impressed, and everybody should be impressed with Stroud. Everybody should be feeling like Stroud is absolutely him, and they won this game today because of Stroud's cool, calm, and collected persona there at the end of the game, being able to deliver when it mattered. And you got to tip your hat to him. Let's talk about Burrow, though, for a second. Burrow, 27 of 40, 67.5% completion percentage, 347 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, sacked 4 times, 90.3 quarterback rating. What'd you see today from Burrow?
Yeah, I think I know everyone's still talking about the calf. I'm kind of over it at this point, but his mobility is so big for this team, especially. I mean, I know the O-line's looked a lot better this year. Struggled today. But even today, I mean, Burrow is still making plays, fighting to get out of some sacks, still not getting a lot of roughing the passer calls, still not really getting protected. But, the O-line's there for him. They're doing their best up there. Sometimes you're going to lose a few. But I think overall, Burrow looks like the Burrow that we want to see, where he's trying to extend plays. I think he had a couple early in the game that he probably could have gotten rid of that he just kind of held on to. But overall, you love to see him running around back there trying to find somebody. And really, today, I think he came down to there weren't really options where he dropped back, and even when he had time, it didn't feel like there was really anybody available. And then, we talked about earlier where even if he would find these receivers running free, hit him with the ball, and the ball would hit the ground. Where it was just like, man, we got the drops, and then when we don't got the drops, we're not getting open, and you can't put any of that on Burrow. I think Burrow had a great game. I think he looked really good. I don't have a lot of critiques on him, upon first watch. I think he did as much as he could, to be honest.
I just wish he would take more chances than checking the football down, especially in that early going. And maybe that's all it was open, but late in the game, you can't throw an interception in the red zone like that with 4 minutes to go. You can't do that. He knows that. You can't do that. The other one, a high throw to Drew Sample. I mean, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but it's Drew Sample, okay? Don't throw the football high to Drew Sample. He has let us down. He had the touchdown last week. That was a great moment for him. But in the past, we have seen Drew Sample not be able to come up with the play. And to me, he's not a starting caliber wide tight end where he can run routes and be successful in doing that. And today, that majority of our tight ends are going to make that play. I think Irv would have made that play. I think, Tanner would have made that play. But Drew just, I don't know. He put it where his hands are, though, and you can't let that ball bounce like that. Some people say throw it a little bit lower, but then you put the ball in contact with the DB, and he's able to punch at it, and that creates an opportunity for the defense. So overall,
you got the high throw to Sample. You got the miss in the end zone to Ti. I mean, it was just, there was a couple that you wish were a better ball, but I mean,
yeah. But you also had the laser to Boyd. You had the touchdown to Boyd. Should have been a touchdown. Touchdown to Boyd that he dropped. Yep. Absolutely a perfect throw. Just Boyd dropping it. So, again, not going to put that loss on Boyd, but time and time again, it felt like, Burrow would deliver, and then when he delivered, we would take 2 steps back. So that drive where he threw the pick with 4 minutes to go, it was like a 22-yarder to Boyd, a 16-yarder to Chase. Okay, you're in the red zone. You're about to score a touchdown, roll right, second down. Can't throw that football. Double coverage. Can't throw that football. Safety right there. So with Burrow, just once again, consistency, and maybe felt like he had to have it all and willing to take that risk. I guess you'll live with that.
We had that deep shot on the run. We had that deep shot to Chase on the run. That was probably
an impressive throw
all day, but beautiful things happen when he takes those risks.
Yeah. Absolutely. Beautiful things do happen when you take those risks. So, I mean, I guess we'll live and die by that kind of play and him taking those risks. Man, just thinking about it, man, just thinking about this game just hurts because it was right there. It was right there. It was also lost, but it was right there to win. And we just didn't get it done today. Not a typical Bengals game today. Parker, anything to add before we get out of here?
I want to shout out my man Reed in the chat. I didn't scroll back far enough to find it, but the last few years the Bengals have been 5-4 to start the season. I feel like we've had some relatively good success, over the long haul over the last couple seasons, the last few seasons. So I mean, I think there's something to be said about trusting what this team can do late in the year. However, I do think there's also something to be said about finding a rhythm. This team's got to find their identity. I feel like this offense still has no identity. I feel like the fans want it to be Joe Burrow. However, I feel like the fans also want it to be the run game, and I feel like the organization just wants it to be Joe Burrow in the pass game, which I don't think he can be consistently. I feel like you have to find a way to be. You have to get more balanced on offense. You have to do it effectively, though. You can't get these hollow run attempts or just kind of like half-assed attempts to get the ball moving via Mixon. I feel like if you give him the right opportunities and scheme it properly, you can really have a lot out of Mixon throughout the rest of the year. I feel like the Bengals are pretty deep at receiver. I mean, I know the tight end room is what it is. We've seen good games out of Drew Sample. We've seen decent games out of Irv Smith. Tanner Hudson started out really well today, but this offense has to flow through Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon, but they have to let it. It's all about balance and finding a rhythm.
Honestly, Parker, I want to say shout out to the chat, all 47 of you. If you haven't yet, please like the chat and the page. Man, thank you all for being here with us. Man, it's been a tough day to be a Bengals fan. It really has been a tough day. It's been an up and down day, but tough nonetheless. And we're 5-4 now. Thursday night football against the Baltimore Ravens, who just lost to the Brownies, by the way. They lost to the Brownies on a late touchdown for the Browns. Got to win. Absolutely have to win the season. To me,
Huge game
season's
Thursday.
on the line Thursday. Season's on the line. Who day, everybody. Have a good one. Hopefully you have a good rest of your day, but we'll see you Thursday.
Who day?